Okay. Hey guys, welcome. Just 1 second. I'm trying to switch on the other applications. Hope you guys are having a lovely day. Today is a what? Wednesday, Thursday. I hope you're having a lovely Thursday. I am rushing to golf, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to do it quickly, do our live session quickly, and then I can rush to golf. I know I am definitely playing way too much golf. But anyway, I can't play golf this weekend because we've got the ayahuasca ceremony. So I have to play during the week, right? Makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about something that it has been a life-saving, I would say life-saving knowledge, life-saving information for me to understand. It has made my life so much easy, and I've seen it in a lot of my clients that it has made most people's lives easy as soon as you get to understand this. So what we're talking about is emotional immaturity. Immaturity, I hope that is a word, versus emotional intelligence. So a lot of you. Hey, Vusi. Thank you so much for joining. So, a lot of us, we can exercise emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is when, I give leadership workshops to corporates and entrepreneurs and, people who are leaders. They need to have emotional intelligence, right? So emotional intelligence is that thing where you say the right thing at the right time. You manage your emotions. You do not say things that are not correct, culturally correct, or gender correct. Just like making sure that you're making everybody feel okay and everybody can understand what you're saying. Okay, so that is emotional intelligence, when you can handle yourself correct for the purposes of that meeting or that business, or whatever your job or your functions at work. As a manager, mostly you are required to have a certain good level of emotional intelligence. Okay, now, what is then emotional maturity or emotional immaturity? Now, when we go out in the world, there are different categories of human beings that we react with. And this is not according to money or color or gender or any of that. It's just about where we came from. Where did we come from in terms of what have we passed through? There, you meet a 40-year-old, they have passed through so much stuff. So their immaturity or immaturity counts on that field of what they've passed through. So a lot of us have passed through a lot of things, and some of us have been able to heal, some of us have not been able to heal. So that is the emotional maturity and immature that you're going to handle when you deal with people. So you're dealing with people in business, you're dealing with people in relationships. They are your girlfriend, they are your wife, they are your husband, they are your boyfriend, they are your brother or sister, or whoever, your mother, your father. So all these people we're supposed to live with, they have a level and a category that I'm going to explain these categories. So then, and yourself, me, myself, you are in a category. So when you understand that in terms of emotional maturity, where you are and who you're talking to is where you will find that your life will be so much smoother. You will find that people will not gaslight you. People will, narcissist won't even be able to access you. You will not be triggered. You will know how to deal with your shit, and you will let everybody else deal with theirs. And you wouldn't find yourself in these entanglements where now you are being bullied at work, you are being bullied in business, you are being bullied in families, you are being bullied at as friends. Because when you understand this, you can deal with this life things in a correct way that it does no longer affect you. So you already have your own wounds, you already have your own rubbish. You do not go out there, keep collecting other people's rubbishes and then having to deal with all of this now, because you have your own problems, but then other people are throwing their problems at you, and then now you are finding yourself in all these situations. Like I'm saying, you are now you are in a relationship with a narcissist. Now you have a boss that is bullying you and is a narcissist. And narcissists are people that are just normal, and they know who to pick on. And if you are not in their field of picking on, narcissists will treat you like a queen. They will treat you so well, as long as you are not there as a place for them to suck energy. If you a narcissist will never try a person who has a boundary, who has a certain aura. And that aura you created by understanding what's going on with you. So I'm going to explain that quickly. And if you have questions, please ask. And also if maybe the stuff that you do not understand, because I'm going to be cut short on this video, please make sure that you just call me, or you send me a message, or you contact me wherever. Like mostly you can send me an Instagram message, or you can just, I'll leave my numbers. You have it. Most of my posters always have my PA number. You can send the message and ask if there's something you don't understand. So, or you can ask a question here. If I can be able to see it, I'll answer it. Now, okay, so when you wake up every day and you're going to work, you're going to wherever, all the people you live with in your house before you even leave for work, there is 90% of people that you're going to meet every day, they are 3-year-olds. So I'm going to give it in terms of years so that you can sort of picture a 3-year-old. Most people, 90% of the people, the cashier that's going to help you at the shop is a 3-year-old. The driver of an Uber is probably a 3-year-old. The person who's selling you a house is probably 3-year-old. So as many as you can think of, the guy that is asking you out is probably a 3-year-old. Your boss is probably a 3-year-old. So, okay. So 90% of people that you're going to meet on your daily basis are 3-year-olds in their emotional state. Now, remember, I'm going to explain to you where emotional intelligence comes in and how it comes in. This has nothing to do with emotional intelligence. 3-year-olds do not even consider anything. It's about them. They want their bottle. They want their comforting. They are self-centered. 3-year-olds are self-centered. They don't care about what else. They just care about if they've got something, and they don't want big things. They just want small stuff. They just want the next meal. They are not trying to climb the corporate ladder. They are not okay. So you probably get me. So that is 90% of the people. Then 70% of the people that you're also going to meet, then they are 7-year-olds. So other 3-year-olds, they grow up as life throws them stuff, as they come for healing, as they come for an ayahuasca ceremony. We all started there. Then they get to be a 7-year-old. So now 70% of people you will meet, they will be 7-year-olds emotionally. So 7-year-olds, they throw tantrums, they are envious, they are all these things that are a little bit they can talk for themselves, they can gossip, they can do a whole lot of things that are destructive. 7-year-olds, you probably know one, or you have one. They are starting to think a little bit about other people, but they are still, it's the touch and go. Okay, so that'll be 70%. Then 40% of people that you're gonna meet, they are 14-year-olds. Now 14-year-olds, then you can start to teach them about emotional intelligence. So 14-year-olds are now can sort of think of for the next person, can sort of say, okay, I do want to help. They can sort of they can be a manager that can have emotional intelligence. They can learn emotional intelligence. So these are people, of course, in the LSM thing, you'll find that is a little bit higher on the LSM, but that is what their emotional maturity is a little bit higher. So the most of the population of the whole entire world, by the way, I'm not just talking about South Africa, it is there at the 3-year-old. So then there's 7-year-olds, then there's 14-year-olds. So, and then again, you will meet probably another maybe like 30-40% that are like 21-year-olds. Okay, so you see that those are the people that can say, I am willing to lead this organization correctly, and they're actually doing correct things, and they are not lying to people and say tomorrow you will have this, and they don't bring it, like all those kind of stuff. But of course, their emotional intelligence is a little bit more advanced. Okay, then you will also meet here around about 5% or so of people that are actually their own age. Like when a person says I'm 50, they actually act like a 50-year-old, they're emotionally 50-year-old. And then there's a very, very small number of about maybe 1% of people that when you talk to them, you will notice that this person looks 30, or they say they're 30, but it's like I'm talking to a 115 years old person. They sound like an old person. They're talking about stuff that is way older than them. It sounds like you're talking to a person out of this world. And when you get a chance to talk to that person, make it count, because there are very, very few people like that who their maturity, their emotional maturity is in a higher level. They can be able to hear from other dimensions, and they can be able to really give themselves to the world. So if you look at the scale of map of consciousness, Jesus was said that he was above 700. So he was that if you and all the masters had a very high map of consciousness. When you speak to them, they will even speak in parables. They will tell you the truth in a way that will come correct with you. I mean, all the time when I'm talking to my clients, if a client comes in and she's complaining about her husband, and I'm reading her energy and I'm finding out she is the narcissist in the family, I can't just say to her, by the way, you are the problem. I have to find a way, working with her guides, to say it in a way that is most understandable to her, and she can be able to accept the information because she needs this information. So now, I hope now, I've mentioned probably about 6-7 categories. So we talked about the 3-year-old. 3-year-olds, you're going to find them everywhere. These are the people that says, I want a job, but they're not going to show up for it. They say, I want a business, but they are not willing to put in the work. So you see, 3-year-olds just like, it's all about themselves. And then 7-year-olds is the one that will jealous you, will climb the corporate ladder and say, I'm gonna make sure I'm the only one who has this, I'm the only one who has the car, I'm the only one with the money. So they are the ones who will try to pull you down and all this and all this. And then there's the 14-year-olds who are now, their emotional intelligence can show a little bit. They can be, looks like, oh wow, this is a great person. And then of course like that. So, and then the 21-year-old are like that. So you need to know yourself. You need to calibrate yourself and know emotionally where are you right now. Because now the thing is that we all start there at the 3-year-old. At 3 years, all of us, the lights come out. So when you are born from the 0 age to 3, you are not conscious. You don't know where you are, like as in planet wise. You are still in the higher realms. Then at 3, you finally drop here. Totally, you are now here. The moment you get here, you start the drama. So all of us were probably introduced to money at 3, and depending on how we are introduced, then we started to learn this money is a problem. Money does not come easily. You must throw your 10 rams before you get it, and this and this and this and that. So most people, especially in undeveloped countries and places where there isn't a lot of education and a lot of spiritual growth and a lot of physical growth and a lot of, there's poverty and all of that, a lot of people have a lower consciousness. So when you're dealing with them, that is why a lot of other people from other parts of the world came to Africa, because they thought that they would come in here and find us in a certain state. And of course, for some reason, they were able to convince us of a whole lot of things that were not good for us. They were good for them, but they came in here and they used that part. Okay, so now when you know which category you fall on, and you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. I mean, there are days where I notice myself being a 3-year-old and I'm like, oh my goodness, why am I doing this? Why am I acting like a 3-year-old now? And then of course there are days where I find myself acting a little bit much mature emotionally. So you have to notice that first by yourself. You cannot judge other people when you haven't looked at yourself. Because the thing is that if you're a 3-year-old, what will normally happen is that you will attract a lot of 3-year-olds. When you are a 7-year-old, you will attract a lot of 7-year-olds. I mean, a lot of women that I see on a daily basis, and men on my consultation, they are between the 7 and the 14-year-old stage. Here it is where they are attracting the same people, and these same people are giving them all this horror, all this trauma, right? And it's because they are in the same stage. That is why then I say to them, okay, we need to heal, because when you heal, you grow up. So literally, when they say grow up and you are 50, they mean that your body has grown to 50. But your emotions are very still young, needs development. And how does that happen? So all the things that we go through that hurt us in life, all the things that we go through that hurt us in life, they stop us from growing emotionally. Remember, every time there's something, so if you grow up when you were 3, your parents were fighting and there was all this grief in your home, you stopped growing emotionally because now you had to deal with this drama in front of you. So you grow up, you're 7 at home, there isn't money, there isn't this, you stop growing emotionally. Now you have to deal with these problems in front of you. So that is why people who have grown up in families that are good, in, or maybe not, let me just saying families are good, in environments that are good, because you could grow up literally in any way, like in a with grow up anyway, literally by anybody. But if that person is giving you all the needed emotional aspect of what you need, the spiritual aspect, of course, physically, you are being taken care of, but you can grow emotionally correct. So now you're going around, you are trying to do stuff with 3-year-olds. It's not gonna work. You're trying to employ these people. You are trying, they are stealing from you and they expect you to pay them at the end of the month. These are 3-year-olds. That's what 3-year-olds do. They don't really have the power to stop themselves from doing things. So you find that their behavior is they don't even know how to explain why they do the things they do. So 3-year-olds do not have a clue. A person will be cheating and they'll be like, I don't know why I do it. It's just like happens. Right? That's not even emotional intelligence, right? So, but I mean, I don't know, like whatever. But you are dealing with somebody that is in your age group. It's hardly that you will find yourself dealing with people in higher age groups than yourself. It happens, but you will normally have a certain way that you are not connecting fully with that person. So now, when you are in a higher level, you will have a lot of people that are coming to you that are in the lower levels. But at this time, they're not coming to you to suck off your energy. They are coming to you for help. So that is why every time when I start a new class for coaches, I always say to them, you need to grow up, because you are going to be responsible for people's lives. There are people who are going to come to you. You need to be the adult. You need to be the grown up. Now with social media, you see all the 3-year-olds throwing tantrums day in and day out all over social media. It's so great to see. If I mean, when I had to do the study of what I'm talking about right now, I was just like, oh my goodness. So you will see the 3-year-olds, they throwing their tantrums, and it doesn't matter what color of skin you are, what gender you are, how much money you have. That doesn't count really that much. Then you see the 7-year-olds. These ones are the ones that are, one person does something, they all go to that post, they start to say yes. And then you see the 14-year-olds. The 14-year-olds are the ones that are running the scams. They are trying to make it by all means. Anything must go, and then they are trying to scam people, and they are trying to do all the funny stuff. But now you need to understand who you're dealing with, so then you know how to deal with them correctly. First, I said you need to know where you are. So when you know where you are, you know how much healing you still need to do. So I'm probably a 3-year-old most of the time. I still need to grow up. I'm probably a 14-year-old all the time. I'm still need to grow up. You need to notice where you are so that you do your growing up. And then wherever you are growing, you are gonna meet your mates. So know how to deal with your mates. And when you're tired of a certain level, you're tired. I mean, at the point of time, I got tired of playing with 7-year-olds. And it was just like, I'm tired of this whole jealousing each other and no sense. And then I just like, I'm done. Like, and then I went into 14-year-old stage, the ones who write posts about everything. Jada today has done this and this, they are writing it, and I don't know whoever now is doing what, like they know the whole thing and they have like the proper like advice for all things in life. Like they're 14-year-olds, they're doing 14-year-old stuff. And then, I mean, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I mean, I was good at it. Some of you have seen me do that. But then the thing is that you still have to deal with your peers, right? They will still judge you also. They will still do all these things also. You will still find the scammers trying to scam you, and then you will have to deal with them. So exactly like you are giving it to other people, you're gonna have somebody give it to you. So again, what do you want to see? If you see your life is like that, you're having people who are you married to somebody who doesn't wanna offer you better than. They're like, oh no, this is me, you must take it or leave it. Whatever, whatever the stuff that happens in this world, my goodness. So but you are in their level. So the moment you grow, then literally all this follows, and then you get into another stage where then you deal with other people. But of course, the higher the levels, the lesser the people. But then I tell you guys, it's quiet up there. It's nice and quiet. There's no drama. There's like, it's so nice and it's so pure and quiet. But then up down here, oh my goodness. So now, what Brownie says, I just love the breakdown. Yeah, I had to like literally make it so easy to understand, like a 5-year-old will get it, because this is something that I see on a daily basis. We need to fix it. And it's not because anybody who's in the 3-year-old is wrong. No, it is for emotional health, in mental health. Actually, it's for your peace. If you have prayed to God and said, God, I'm tired of the work I'm doing, I'm tired of the business, people are not buying, or they are doing this, people are not paying my invoices, I'm tired of having spouses that are crazy, I'm tired. You need to come to this class and listen very well, because you cannot be experiencing those things if you're with the right vibrational people. So now that is the whole thing of, you need to figure out where you are, and then you start the healing process for yourself. And then things like ayahuasca, which we're going to be doing this weekend, they help you then to open your eyes. So sometimes you are a 3-year-old, but you don't even know where to start. You don't even know what's wrong really with you. Or you are a 7-year-old, you see the 7-year-olds punching you, and then you sometimes punch them also, it happens, and you don't know how to stop it from happening. So when you take ayahuasca, you finally allow yourself to go to a level or a state that allows you to stop all the stuff that is going around, but then you get a picture of yourself. But then you also are able to say, why am I here? What brought me to this level? Why am I, what is it that I need to do? What is it that I need to learn to grow up? So literally, when you take ayahuasca, it grows you up. Ayahuasca has grown me up. So ayahuasca is a mother plant. It is a mother. It takes care of you like a mother. It teaches you. So I do 2 plants. I do ayahuasca, which is the mother plant, and I do Saint Preju, which is the father plant. If you don't have a father, you have missed so many emotional learning moments, and you are probably still needing a father to father you and for you to grow up. So if you haven't gotten one, or if you had one, he was physically there, but he wasn't doing the stuff that he needed to do for you to emotionally grow, because he himself did not get a chance to emotionally grow, guess what? You are not going to be able to get those vitamins, those emotional vitamins to grow up. So when you take ayahuasca, finally you get the mother that you've needed, the mother that you really needed to help you grow up, and you grow up. I've seen people grow up, like really grow up. And when you grow up, you look at yourself, you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I used to be that person. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I used to deal with life like that. Oh my goodness, I can't believe there were people like this in my life. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I was actually entertaining such things. I was entertaining a job that doesn't pay me enough. I was entertaining a business that is crappy. I was entertaining, people that don't actually love me, that just want stuff from me or whatever. So, but you grow up, you finally see yourself grow up. So, yeah, this weekend we're going to be doing our ISCA. Somebody asked, Nia says, hello, Goddess, will my coaching certificate be intentionally accredited? Yeah, so we start from the first level when we start the course, and then you will keep on, it's like grade 1, grade 2, grade, until you get to international accreditation. But where the course that I'm giving, it's the beginner's course. So the final certificate after the 6 months is not international accreditation, but then it allows you to go to the next level and then the next level until you get to the international accreditation. It's quite a process. I mean, it took me about 3 years or so to get my international accreditation, but it's doable. It's doable. So the first certificate, you can already start practicing until then you keep working on it and you get to the other levels. Okay, so we're going to be having another coaches class starting at the end of this month. I think it's the first week of November or so. We're also going to be having our amazing course, the High Value Woman. I'm going to do a video and explain a little bit about the High Value Woman. But this week we're having our ayahuasca ceremony. We're starting at 7 p.m. So we're having 2 sessions this Saturday. We're having the fire cleansing that is starting at 5 p.m. Then we're starting ayahuasca at 7. Somebody says, what are the risks with taking the mother plant and the father plant? Refilo says background is nicely. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much on the Instagram, guys. I can see your comments a little bit because I'm just having so many apps here. Like I'm trying something else. Like so I'm having a lot of phones in front of me. But okay, so Afro Ben says, what are the risks? Okay, so thank you so much for that question. It's a very important question. Now, the risk of taking ayahuasca. Can ayahuasca kill you? Oh, hell yes, it can kill you. So, but how it can kill you depends on who is giving you the medicine and why they're giving you the medicine. So there's a preparation period that you need to take. Of course, when you come through, and I will explain to you, you need to follow through the preparation process correctly. Number 1, that is on you. Number 2 is that when you do come into the ceremony, then I, as the facilitator, it's my job to make sure that you are spiritually protected. So I also go through a whole entire process of making sure that I have set up the spiritual realm, and we have a portal that we use, a spiritual portal that makes sure that you are totally secured spiritually, that you will be able to come back, you will be able to function here without any problems. Because ayahuasca, we leave the third dimension, the bodies are here. But I mean, it sounds like, really now I'm making it sound like a big deal. It's not that big a deal. But you leave that third realm and you go into all the other realms and you go back to your past lives. You asking information. You have to find out why things are happening in your life, why this happened, why did you lose this, why did this happen to you, why did you go into this relationship. You have to ask those questions and you have to come back with answers. I always tell people ayahuasca is very expensive, so do not waste the medicine. Go and do the real work. So I am there making sure that you are secured spiritually. I've been taught very, very intensively how to do that. Okay, then third thing is that I will check for everybody the amount, the dosage that you need to use. So people die during taking the father plant or the mother plant because the dosage is wrong. So you can't just like putting everybody and give them the same dosage. No, really, it doesn't work like that. You have to make sure that everybody tests their energy around their field where they are right now and what they are looking for. So then you give them the right dosage. So the dosage that I give only takes people to the 4th and the 5th dimension and nothing more. So 6th dimension and all of that, it's dimensions that we don't really need. The information we get there, I mean, it's wonderful and all this stuff. I don't even want to go into it. But the 4th dimension is the state where you go to when you're dreaming at night. So when you're taking ayahuasca, it feels like you're in a dream, but you're actually like awake. So you will have thoughts come through all by themselves. You're not going to be triggering inside what you want to think. It's sort of not working once the medicine starts working into you. Only the 4th dimension where you are in a dream state. Remember, when you're in a dream state, the dream happens to you, like you can't really control the dream really. So normally when you're in ayahuasca ceremony, you see pictures like that when you are dreaming, but you are not dreaming. So you are actually awake, but you see the pictures coming through like that. You get to have conversations like you have in a dream. You get to see somebody come in front of you and you talk up to them about stuff. You see yourself in different places talking to people. So most people will see their future. I mean, I have seen my future in so many things. I mean, having bought the new retreat place, I've seen those things in the ayahuasca ceremony. So I normally see a lot of things that are coming through, but other people, and depending just when you're doing it, because every time you take ayahuasca it's different, you see the past. So you're able to go back and say what happened here. Specifically, a lot of people that I've seen that have had sexual abuse, they are able to go back to there and they are able to fix. Remember, that is one of the most painful thing that can happen to a person, but you are able to go back there and understand and do a whole lot of healing. So you go back or you go forward or you get answers of questions you're asking, but you're in the fourth dimension, and then you go into the fifth dimension. In the fifth dimension, you start to see real your guides in almost real life. Normally, it doesn't happen a lot. Most of it is mostly the fourth dimension, but then I don't allow anybody to go to the sixth dimension because there you might not come back because it's just too much fun. Okay, so I don't think I see other questions, but if you do have any other questions and you'd like to come through to the ayahuasca ceremony this Saturday, please come through. Somebody says, afternoon, just joined the live. When are you having the ceremony? Oh, it's this Saturday. Sis. We're starting at 7 for the ayahuasca. At 5, we're starting the fire cleansing ceremony. So what is the fire cleansing ceremony? Again, fire cleansing ceremonies are so good, and we're going to be doing it during a eclipse. So fire ceremonies are good for letting go. So I normally do the fire cleansing ceremony before the ayahuasca so that you can be able to put down the heavy burdens, because we never hear from God. We never hear from our ancestors. We never hear from our guides, and our angels cannot able to help us because we are carrying things we do not need to be carrying. So if you're carrying stuff on your shoulders, nobody can help you. You need to put down your rubbish and then get into a new dimension, get into a new space, get into a new journey with your life. So we do the fire cleansing ceremony. It's a very spiritual ceremony. We use the fire for the cleansing. It's not also like creepy and stuff. It's nice and cool, but I've seen a lot of healing happens there. So we're gonna be doing the fire. So if you want just to come for the fire cleansing ceremony, it's between 5 and 7 p.m. and then you can be able to leave, and then we start with the ayahuasca at 7 p.m. We go the whole night, and we're gonna be finishing in the morning at 5 a.m. And then we are going to be doing river cleansing again on Sunday morning at 6 a.m. in Pretoria. So if you can be able to do 1 or 2 or 3 of them, you are welcome. We're going to be doing a lot of healing this weekend. So I am preparing myself. I'm preparing, of course, the energy, but I mean, the soul oasis retreat is amazing. There is so much vibration that is perfect for all the work that we're doing. It is such a healing space. So please make sure that you don't miss it. Please make sure. So Busi says, how do you ask your questions up there? Is you're not able to control your thoughts? Oh, okay. So remember, you are dreaming, but you are in the fourth dimension, but you are awake. So, and what happens is that the medicine gives you intervals. So you have like when you're having birth pains, when you are in labor giving birth, you have a contractions that goes and goes and goes and goes and stops, and then you get like the 2 minutes of telling people shit, and then it starts again. So literally that's what the medicine does. So you have a film, it stops. That's when your whole entire body is going, like you're feeling like you're dying or something, and then it stops, and then you get like to take a deep breath. So that is when you get to be like, oh my goodness, what I just saw. Oh, now it makes sense. Oh, you're saying, oh, I need more information on that. And then it starts again, and then it stops. So you get the chance to ask. That's why I always say to people, don't not use those chances, because those chances are like giving you a chance to say, okay, that makes sense. Oh, that doesn't. Let's find out more about this. Now I would like to talk to who. Like, yeah. I mean, but it's all a nice and you asking the first question at the beginning makes sure that all the answers you need come as you need them. Yeah, so it's a theme type thing. All right. So if you want to start a new business, if you want to find out about your calling, I've seen people find out their biggest purpose during these sessions. I mean, iPhone was found during an ayahuasca ceremony. Literally, iPhone was found there. So yeah, you come up with ideas that are just not making sense, and then you find a way to get them done, because sometimes you get shown how to make it happen, and then we have iPhone today. Nia says, I'd love to go to the fifth dimension. How much does it cost? Oh, the ayahuasca ceremony is 2,300 rand. And then the fire cleansing is 950. And then in the morning on Saturday and Sunday, we're gonna have our river cleansing. So river cleansing also is more on the spiritual stuff. If you want to fix your spiritual life, definitely like your spiritual gift and clearing up all that things that scares you about who you are, what you want to achieve, your goals, and all these things. So it's good to come through to the river if you've got goals that you've been trying to achieve. They are not coming right. Normally, the river helps a lot. So we're gonna be doing the river cleansing in the morning. So, guys, other than that, I think I've answered all the questions. I don't see other questions. Oh my goodness, there's questions this side that I didn't see. I'm so sorry. Let me just move this here. Oh my goodness, there's so many questions here. Okay. Somebody's asking, somebody's saying I'm coming to San Pedro. Yes, we're doing San Pedro on the 22. Somebody's saying the grow up is for real. Hey, thanks for the reminder, coach. Thank you so much. Oh, the Facebook is not writing the names here. Somebody else is saying ayahuasca is magic. It truly opened me up to the understanding of who I am. Yeah, where I am, where I was, where plus how to level up. Yeah, I'm happy I took it and at the start of the year. Oh yeah, thank you so much. So like we've been having the ayahuasca ceremonies for the past 2 years now. Oh, totally amazing. Toby says, does it happen that sometimes isn't able to go into those dimensions? Do you remember the experience afterwards? Yeah, no, you totally remember everything. And of course, remember everybody dreams differently. So Tobile, it works with how you work. Like it will not be something that you don't understand. So how you go into fourth dimension is different with how another person goes into fourth dimension. So it doesn't really matter. Sichaba says, is it possible that you find yourself always attracting like or being in a relationship with women who have like serious problems like being poor? Yours, Chaba, imagine they are 3 year olds, Bob. They are 3 year olds. They just want somebody to, like give them something to eat. And then now we don't have something to eat. It's just like now, who's gonna help who? Because we both don't have. Yeah, so I mean, it's mate. You are just with your mate. That it is what it is. You get out of the class, you find other problems. There's always going to be a problem in the class you are in. So in the class you are, that one of being poor, I'm sure now you are not having money. So your life is hard. Somebody says etiquette and assertiveness are important. Okay. Oh, there I am. Back. YouTube people, sorry about that. That was not my intention. Okay, so somebody said I was answering. Do you remember the experience? Yes, you remember everything. Everything. Rose says, Busi, does it help with remembering childhood trauma? Oh, yeah, mommy. And then, I mean, it's not just remembering childhood trauma, is healing childhood trauma. So remembering childhood trauma is one thing because you don't wanna relive the horror, but you wanna know things that will help you heal. So very, very, very important. I've seen a lot of people understand that, specifically, things that have to do with like emotional trauma, sexual trauma. Yeah, it helps a lot. It helps a lot, specifically ayahuasca. And San Pedro is more about getting your life working, like procrastination, drunkenness, those kind of things that we've now created as our go-to coping mechanisms. You find yourself, you are sleeping with 1,000 people, you are drinking too much. So that is for San Pedro. And then ayahuasca is literally for you to grow up. It's literally for you to grow up. If you are tired of your life right now, you need to grow up. Somebody else is asking, oh my goodness, I am literally losing these questions. Okay, somebody else was talking about etiquette and etc. Yes, those are things that we can learn, but they don't really help us in terms of emotional immaturity, or like who we attract in our lives. So let's say here, let's say like narcissists normally are around the ages of 7 and 14. That's where the narcissists reign. So now, if you grow up above them, narcissists can no longer touch you. You are untouchable. I meet narcissists at golf every day, and I'm like, hi. I just give them a smile, and I'm like, oh well, I see you. Oh well, all is well. Narcissists deserve happiness also. Okay. Somebody else says, growing up is for real. Thanks for the reminder. Okay, I'm coming to San Pedro. Okay, I think I've read all the questions. So if I even read your question, guys, and you asked something, and I've probably moved stuff here, because wow, do not worry. Send me a text. I'm gonna send you the number. I'm writing the number at 061 221 5867. So just make sure that you send a text. If you want to come through this weekend to ayahuasca, or you want to come through to the fire cleansing, or you want to come through to the river cleansing, use that number. Okay, somebody else, Onia, is asking, is it possible to stay in the fifth dimension and continue being in your higher self even after the ayahuasca? Okay, so remember, Nia, we're talking about growing up, right? Oh, sorry, guys, my nose. Okay, now, being in the fifth dimension is something that when we have grown spiritually, we are able to go in and out all the time, as like you sleep and you dream and you come back. So it's not a place where you will want to stay in. We are physical beings. We are here to experience the 3D life. We are here to experience the physical realm. We are here to drive our beautiful cars and stay in our beautiful houses. So you don't want to stay in the fifth dimension. In the fifth dimension, you get there to get information, you come back here and enjoy your life. So can you stay there and not come back? Really, I wouldn't say you can stay there, but you know now how to go there and ask for questions next time you meet them. Yeah, I think that shouldn't be answering you. But if you have more questions, you can just send me a WhatsApp. I'll send you a voice note. Zuzile says, does it help with academical issues when you're failing to understand what you're studying, and no matter how hard you try? Oh, yeah. So ayahuasca again. So normally when you are not understanding, so specifically if you are, you are starting to learn, okay, and something is not landing. There is a blockage within your chakras that is not allowing this information to land. So it's either the information is triggering you, or you're just not interested in it because you don't know why. It just doesn't want to land. There's normally a blockage that is blocking you. So you could be just blocking entirely the degree, or you could be just blocking a certain aspect of you learning something. So when you remove that blockage, why are you not wanting to have a degree? Why are you not? There is a reason why you don't want to have a degree. There's a reason. So you will ask, then why am I not trying to get my degree? Why am I self-sabotaging myself from a degree? Why am I finding it so hard to get this degree? Then those are the questions you can ask, and then you get the information of what is wrong, and then you are able to release it, because awareness is everything. We heal because of awareness. So guys, thank you so much. I've loved talking, and I see the questions are coming up, but some of them I don't get to see, right, because my 1,000 devices here. But if you need me, I've put on the number on the comment section, and if I even put it also, I'll put it on the other comment section. The number is there. You can send a WhatsApp, you can book for your ayahuasca this weekend, or all the other things that you need, or you just want a session for us to check your energy and do your energy clearing, and if there's issues that are happening in your life that you would like to get answers on, do send a message to my PA and book a healing session. That would be great. Thank you so much. You guys have a lovely, lovely day. I am so late for golf. You have no idea. Bye-bye. Oh, please don't do this to me. Okay,